Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And the radio, don't forget that, icradio.media, and don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com. By the way, if you have ideas for shows, something you'd like me to do a little research, I love doing research for you. Just send an email to donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. I have a very special guest with me right now, and I'm going to tell you, we both love animals, don't we?
Absolutely.
Oh, everybody who knows me knows I love animals. And you'll see her logo right there. Her name is Heather Darbo, and so she is with Dog Love LLC. Mm-hmm. Talk to us about Dog Love. What is that all about?
Well, Dog Love is what it is. It's love of dogs. Mm-hmm. I am a veterinary nurse with over 25 years of experience working as a nurse, and I came back kind of during COVID and saw a need for providing pet care within the home. So that started off as pet sitting, but that can be anything from pet sitting to dog walking to taking them to the park so you can go pet taxi. Mm-hmm. Now it's home care service where if you needed a cat that needs medication and it's harder to give a cat pills, call me.
You did that. And they'll probably be more attentive to you because we're too careful when we're trying to do things.
Well,
like that.
And also I have 25 years doing it. So as a veterinary nurse, that's what I used to do is I discharge a patient to somebody and I'd be like, so give this pill to the cat, da da da. And they'd be like, are you kidding me? And we just had the experience to do it. And so I've been doing it pretty much forever. Started off actually with my own cat before I went to tech school. I had to wrap him up in a burrito and a towel, put him between my legs, give him the pill, and he still would scream and scratch. So I kind of do cat language with them.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I love animals. Like I said before, I was telling her off camera about my dog. He's a big baby, and he's very protective, weighs about 85, maybe 90 pounds now. And sometimes people, and you've probably run into this, where they'll see something cute on television, a celebrity has a particular kind of a dog, but you've got to really know you want that dog, right? Not just because a celebrity
right.
takes this dog on.
Well, and also their behavior, their breeds, do you have to cut their hair? Do you not have to cut their hair? Are you active? Are they active? There's a lot of things with these dogs' personality. And then also talking about rescue dogs. You don't know their personality. You don't know what trauma they've been through. So you've got to give them a lot more patience and be ready for hiccups as you go and consult with somebody or just, try to work through those.
Yeah, I totally get that. We have actually a rescue cat. One of my friends passed away, and he owned a restaurant, the Greenleaf Grill up in Mentone. And so Jimmy, when he passed, I went to the funeral home, and his sister, sweet lady, said, "So you're friends with Jimmy?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "We were really good friends." And so she said, "We're trying to figure out what to do with this cat." And she said, "We have 4 cats. I have no room for it." And I said, "Say no more. I want this cat." Now, he named him something else. I named him Greenleaf from the Greenleaf Grill.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what, there was an adjustment there. Animals actually mourn like humans do. So he was mourning Jimmy. He was missing him. And I put him in a cage. He was actually at the vet, so they wanted to make sure he was okay. And so I picked him up from the vet, and I'll tell you what, he didn't want to get out of the cage. When he did get out of the cage, he ran. I thought we had lost him. But he came back.
Yeah.
And so I had to be very, very gentle with him.
Yeah.
So finally what I did, I saw some YouTube videos. Now, you can't believe everything you see on YouTube, but this was a good video. And so this lady was trying to make a cat friendlier. It was a feral cat. And so she said, if you'll just put the food somewhere where you know they're going to be and just walk off.
Okay.
And she said, and then just say, "I don't care whether you look at me or not." And just walk off. That lets them know you're not going to hurt them, especially if they're hurting, a trauma or something hits their life. Now, we can't get this cat away from us. It's just like, he stays in the house most of the time. And so then he just hangs with us. And so it can be done.
Yep. And cats, they truly say cats are from another planet.
They are.
I mean, it goes back to domestication, some of it. We domesticated dogs, 15,000, 20,000 years ago to be companions to go with us. Cats, Are they even domesticated? You know?
I wonder, but you're going to laugh about this. So Buddy is our dog, you know, we've been around a long time. We've had Buddy probably about 10 years now. And so Buddy will feel guilt. So one time Buddy was walking over to Greenlee's food, and I said, "No, Buddy, that's not your food. That's Greenlee's food." Well, he kind of looked at me, was doing that, and he was shaming him about his food. Well, Greenlee actually tried to get into Buddy's food one day, and I said, "No, no, Greenlee, that's Buddy's food."
Oh, wow.
Well, Greenlee looks at me like, "What's to it?" I want it now. So you can
love it. I love it.
But they have personalities,
Oh,
don't they?
Yes. And that's, you know, it's really cool about their personalities. You know, as Dog Love LLC, the for-profit. So I started that to make a difference. I started making T-shirts. So I tie-dyed my own T-shirts because people were giving me donations to help with the rescue dogs I was working with. And I realized I'm going to have to make a nonprofit. Yeah. So that's what I did. I made the Dog Love Foundation. And that's where we bring in occasional dogs that we can, help more with networking and place them into new homes, and just trying to do what we can for them. But the Dog Love LLC does this, so all the profits goes back to the nonprofit. And we're working on the nonprofit because it's mainly the true mission is education. It's helping the community, educating, because if you can't change something, there's never going to be a difference. And right now, I've done dog transport, so that's what I do, pet taxi locally, but I've transported to New York, New Jersey, up to Wisconsin, and I could take 100 dogs every weekend. I'd come back home, there'd be over 100 more left.
It blows my mind. Do people just drop them off and not tell you, or what happens?
It's a lot of homeless animals, abandoned animals.
And people just see them and
they call, they say, "I found this dog." It's a lot of, "I found this dog in front of XYZ. This dog was running down my street. I asked all the neighbors, it doesn't belong to them." And the main number one cause is because spay and neuter. You know, go back to Bob Barker. If we could just spay and neuter, that would make a big difference.
I've heard also with animals, a girl, okay, you get her fixed. There are a lot of cases of cancer in animals that are not spayed and neutered.
Males and females.
Is that true?
Females, you know, you might have possibilities later in life with mammary gland cancer. And males, they can get prostate, just like people. Yeah. And that, you talk about another thing that might be spay and neuters, people in these communities that we're talking about trying to help the communities, these dogs running at large. Not only do you have now animals running at large that could damage your property, there could be scared and aggression. You know, they may carry rabies as a vector, as a zoonotic vector that we can get. But when they're not neutered, you're not spayed, 100% they're going to roam. 100%.
And there's nothing more pitiful. I mean, I hate sending an animal out like that. I mean, but it could be loved somewhere, you know?
Yeah, and the thing is, I've learned is they probably are loved. But the thought process of that person that may own them says, it's okay because those things out there are not my responsibility. This dog that comes to my house and loves me and I love them and they're loyal to me, I want that. And everything else I'm not going to worry about because it's not something I need to concern about. I think it's people not seeing the big picture. Because I know of somebody in my community that their dogs, they love them. Their dogs love them to the point following to the end of the earth with that person. But because of maybe mental stability of the person, financial stability of the person, things like that, they're not doing what we feel and the community would feel is spay and neuter, keeping their dogs in their yard, those kind of things. So that's where I come in and say, how can I help you? You know, that's my foundation. I had to make the nonprofit because I was spending all my money. And I'm now at the point where I'm like learning how to, let's have a mission and have the community support that mission.
I think that's really wise there too. So we had an incident and this happened a few years ago. So this dog comes to my house. Well, I'm not going to make it leave or anything. 'Cause I want to
Right.
find the owner of it. But it didn't have a collar on it, and there was nothing to indicate, a phone number or anything like that at all. So I just took a picture of the cute thing. He was
Right.
just cutie. Now he's a big old dog too. So I just love big dogs. But so I took a picture of it and put it on Facebook, and I said, this cutie's looking for his owner.
Yeah.
And so I put contact me and let me, or if you know who this dog belongs to. It took about an hour or so. And so a lady calls and said, you found my dog.
Aw.
And she was like 10 miles away.
Oh, wow.
And she said, I don't know what happened. So anyway, she calls, I tell her where I live. She comes and picks him up. But I wanted to see, because I didn't know this lady at that time. Now we're friends.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see how the dog reacted when she came to the house. If he started barking at her or whatever. Well, I could tell it was something that wasn't bad, because this dog just runs to her. And he was sweet to me, but he runs to his mama.
Yeah,
That's what he was doing. And then she looked, she said, I don't see his collar. And I said, yeah, so I didn't know how to find you. So somebody told her they saw it on Facebook.
Yep.
Because I've got a lot of friends and followers on Facebook on my
Yep.
page. And so they found her, and that's how we made the connection. And she said, I wonder what happened. And she said, he never runs away. But now he was a breed. So it could have been somebody stole him and he got away, got loose.
Who
That could have
knows?
happened that way. But anyway, it's important, if you can, to keep a collar on them with ID.
You can do something even better is microchip them.
Oh, I heard about that.
Microchipping is a little chip that gets injected under the skin, and you can scan it. So then I recommend, if you find a dog, you take it to the veterinarian clinic. They have a scanner. They could scan it to see if it has a scan. And in 90% of those dogs, you're going to get them back home, even if they're 10 miles away. So microchipping is about $30-$40. So that's a good way to do it.
That's
as well.
a good way to spend your money. Again, spay and neuter is another.
Because we know now from that story, collar comes off. So
it does. She said, I thought I had that on pretty. So she was suspicious that somebody stole it. And probably cut the collar off or something like that. But yeah, I mean, that's, we got to take care of those animals. Can you believe this? Already, we have to go into a commercial break. Half the show already. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Y'all hang in there, okay?
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant, with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdy.lawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community
Back.
College.
My name is
My Towels solved the problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also check out the podcast at thenewscasters.com. I wanted to say a very special thanks to the Gadsden Mall. Thank you so much, guys. Kaylee Johnson is the general manager here. And if you are looking to expand your business or you have a business idea, something you think would really be good, have confidence here at the Gadsden Mall. You know, at Christmas time, they were 100% capacity.
Wow.
That's unusual because, I mean, you know, malls haven't been that hot for the past few years.
You're right.
So I came, it was just like back in the old days. So Dad would bring us down to the mall. We could see all the Christmas decorations, Santa Claus, and all those good things. So it kind of brought back some really special memories. But I like a mall setting, I always have, because if it's really hot, like we have in Alabama, hot and humid, okay, you can go to the mall, not worry about sweating going from store to store. And if it's too cold, which to me is as bad as being too hot, you don't have to put up with that either. So it's climate controlled, nice manager. Oh, by the way, Kaylee is an awesome general manager, and so she will look after your business just like she does her own. So you need to check out Kaylee. And right here at the Gadsden Mall, if you're thinking about putting a business out, Valentine's Day coming up. Well, actually, it's going to be tomorrow. But you know what? Mother's Day is coming up. And I think mothers expect some presents for Mother's Day. So you'll be able to find whatever they're looking for here at the mall. And a lot of merchants actually have gift certificates or gift cards. So if you don't know what to get your mom, like mine has everything. So what can you buy her? Give her a gift card. That'll work. Okay, I have Heather Darbo with me right now. She's with Dog Love LLC. So I met your sister at the Chamber of Commerce function, and she said, "Oh, you got to talk to my sister Darby." I said, "Well, I got to talk to you too." So I'm going to have her on the show pretty soon. And so I said, "Well, what does your sister do?" All she had to do is say dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, "I'm in. How can I get in contact with her?" And so I gave
Mm-hmm.
her my card.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
so the rest was history.
Yeah.
So we're talking about what you do. The whole thing, I really do think, is about education.
It is.
There's a lot of folks it's in the South, a little different here sometimes in the way, people had dogs and cats and they left them out in the open and what have you.
Mhm.
But it's important to know that animals could be out and bring a disease to your chickens or whatever. I would think that could happen.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't think there's not a lot of diseases that can transfer over to chicken and dog, but once you get more than one dog, which is even two,
Mhm.
it becomes a pack.
Yeah.
And if these dogs are running as packs loosely at large, you may lose your chickens because they're
Yeah,
going to get in that situation.
That's true.
So it's happened.
Uh-huh.
It does happen. So I think that's the thing is like you were saying is like, yeah, we used to have dogs running at large, and everybody's like, well, we didn't have a problem then, but we did.
Yeah.
But they were probably called out more so by wolves, or not wolves, but coyotes and things
Yeah.
like that. And also our communities are now growing. So where you used to live might have been country, now it's a community.
Mm-hmm.
And people are trying to jog in their community, ride their bikes in the community, and you have dogs chasing them and biting them. I mean, it has, what I'm learning is people don't report it, but it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and those are just things that we need to be aware of.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about food, because my buddy will eat like a pig in the wintertime, but and I remember the first year we had him, and I had forgotten about this from having dogs before, but he's the first big dog I'd had for a long time. So he ate like crazy in the wintertime, and then I thought something was wrong with him because he wasn't eating as much in the summertime.
Uh-huh.
So that's normal, right?
Well, summer is hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't eat as much either.
animals don't eat when it's hot. So they're resting. They're maybe eating more in the evening. They're more, diurnal rather than during the middle of the day eating. But nutrition is a really important thing that we're learning. So dogs have only been fed kibble, let's say about 100 years, when we started making this processed food for them. And now we are learning even about ourselves nutrition, is that processed foods aren't good for us. And we're learning that with dog food as well. So there's a couple out there. I follow Dr. Karen Becker. She's also with Mercola. We're talking about the human side of Mercola. She does the animal side of Mercola. And there's a book out there called The Forever Dog. And they talk about the nutrition being biologically appropriate for the dog. Cats, obligate carnivores. If you look at a food bag, of a cat food bag, the first ingredients is carbohydrates. It's not even in their body system to really eat carbohydrates.
It's a foreign agent going into their body.
And that's why there's studies out there, it changes when we talk about nutrition, but there's been studies out there that diabetes, things like that happen because of all the carbohydrates that they're eating when they're not used to in the wild. Now, do we want our cats to run out wild and kill our songbirds? No.
No,
because now they're an introduced predator, and we have feral colonies that are out there, and that's something that we have to handle too, is the feral colonies that are reproducing, and now they become a predator within their community. But yeah, nutrition's not only a topic that you can go really good on, but it's also financially you have to be within your realm too. So that's kind of how I work it.
Well, carrots and sweet potatoes, things like that are good for dogs' digestive system.
Absolutely.
Can you overfeed them that food though?
Well, you can overfeed anything. Everything in moderation.
Well, my dog is, when you put it out there, he's eating it.
Everything in moderation. So if you say, I want to feed carrots, well, don't feed 20 carrots every day for the next 30 days, because that might be
That's not good.
Yeah, just like organ meat is great for dogs, and liver is good for dogs, but there's a lot of vitamin A in it. So if you feed too much of it, they might get vitamin A toxicity. So then everything's in moderation. And consulting with your veterinarian is nice. Looking online, Dr. Karen Becker has a couple books out there. But people say, I want to feed my diet. I want to make his own diet. So they feed chicken and rice. not going to cut it. They need all this other stuff. But you can do a nutritional diet on your own. You just have to really research it.
Well, we feed our dog just like you're mentioning,
Yeah.
and so now he's kind of puts his nose up at some food. But I'm gonna ask about water, okay? Because I want his water bowl to be completely clean. I mean, you know, I don't want green funky stuff going in his water. But this is what he'll do when he's out, and we like to let him outside, you know, because he's got to get fresh air too. And so you let him out. What is the first thing he does? He goes to a mud puddle. So is it something his body's craving? And sometimes he'll go eat grass.
They talk about grass fiber, getting fiber in the
fiber,
grass.
he needs
Yeah,
that.
yeah. With the water, I don't know what they're thinking.
What in the world?
But
And I'll look at him and I'll say, I scrubbed your bowl clean.
and that's why we get some vaccines for dogs. You know, there's leptospirosis can get in the water. And there's other diseases like coccidia that get in the water. That's why if you see signs of diarrhea, you go to your vet, you get the fecal diagnosis what they need, they get medication. So you get a pet and you let them do what they're supposed to do and you go for walks, there's going to be things you have to check on, you know?
True.
Just like us, we go to the doctor once a year. So go to the veterinarian once a year for your checkups is really nice.
Well, what about behavior if they act a little differently than they usually do? Like, Buddy's really mild.
Yeah.
Now, when we first got him as a puppy, he was just like all over the place,
Yeah.
you know, and they kind of tamed down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, he still barks at people he doesn't know. He has to really get to learn them and know them.
Yeah.
But sometimes dogs can have behavioral problems.
Yes.
How do you take care of that?
Well, behavior is a very big interest of mine. I have taught animal behavior. I follow Temple Grandin. I don't know if you've ever heard of
Never
her.
heard.
She has autism.
But I'm writing these names down.
Yeah, a book called Animals Make Us Human. I taught my class off of her. But behavioral problems, usually there's a file folder. That's why I talk about rescue dogs. I'm fostering a rescue dog right now that was attacked by a big dog, and the Good Samaritan found it and saved the dog. And now that dog has a file folder of a pit bull or a big dog attacking me. And so how do you handle that? Well, he's a very needy dog now. And he might have been before because he's a street dog. So whoever adopts him has to understand that if you go somewhere, he's probably going to want to go with you until he trusts that you're coming back. Or that you go for a walk, he's probably going to be looking for all the threats until you're there and say, hey, it's okay, I got you. So that's kind of what you have to do with some of these rescue dogs. Behavioral stuff, I've always learned with training is that when you're working with them, try to find out what it is that's triggering them. Is it a sound? Is it a noise? Is it a smell? Is it somebody with a hat on? Things like that. Because again, what happened in their life previously, you don't.
I had a dog one time. This is my husband and I first got married, and this dog did not like men.
Yeah.
So apparently, and my husband's like the most gentle man you'll ever know. And he said, I promise I didn't do anything to this dog.
Yeah. You don't know. And
Just as gentle.
a man might not have even touched him, but even talking directly, aggressively to an animal.
That could be it.
They've done
True.
studies. They've done MRI studies on dogs where they first had to train them to be still in the MRI. Then they were able to do the MRI, and they had voices that were positive, negative, different sounds, things like that, and they responded differently in their brain to aggression or loud talking versus hi, it's okay. They literally, you talking about how smart they are, and you could tell them you're not supposed to do that, and they look like this. It's because that tone.
It's the tone, not that they understand what you're saying.
They understand more of the tone. You could say it in any language, but the tone that you say it in is still intent that they understand.
Just like a baby.
They're pretty smart.
Absolutely. You know what? 30 minutes already up. What would you like to say to everybody before we leave today?
Dog Love is here to help in many needs. With our company, we want to help to come in your home and take care of your animals so they don't have to leave and they're stress-free. And there's so many avenues of that with our dogs and how they make their lives better, the quality of life. And then looking at our foundation as a nonprofit to make a change.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be a regular. And I know you're gonna love it too. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge Talk Show. Great to be with you. Can't wait to be with you next time. Hope you have a wonderful day.